I thought there was a very beautiful story in the book that took place the summer of 1975. Could you tell us about the summer of 1975 and how serendipity played a really essential role in your life?
Yeah, well, that was probably the most momentous one in my life. So I was visiting with my roommate and his family up in a summer home that they owned in on Bantam Lake in Connecticut. It's on the western side of Connecticut. And it was over July 4th weekend. And I was taking the train back to Philadelphia because I had on Monday, I was starting a new rotation in medical school. And it had been a beautiful weekend, but it started raining really hard on that Sunday. And I took the train into New York, okay, and then had to switch. I got off the train, and my roommate told me how to do it. I was going to take two subways to get to Penn Station to take Amtrak back to Philadelphia. And I got on the first subway fine, got off, went across the platform, was waiting, and in the station there was the subway I wanted, but the lights were off in the subway, and I wasn't going to get on a subway train in New York with the lights off. So I sort of waited for the lights to come on. All of a sudden, the doors closed, and then the lights came on, and it took off before I could get in. So another subway car came with the lights on. I sat down, and after a few minutes, they announced that there was no more service on the line. And so I had to walk the 6 blocks to Penn Station, arrive there 5 minutes too late for the train I was supposed to get. In the meantime, there was this other person who was with her family visiting friends in New York, up in sort of Rye, New York. And because of the rain, they got delayed getting to the station, to the Amtrak station, and they had to get the next train going into New York and back to Philadelphia. Well, I sat down and I was not interested in talking with anyone. I was just reading. But in front of me, I heard this particular person getting into a conversation with someone else about malpractice, medical malpractice. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to get involved. And going along, I suddenly heard the other person, not the one I was interested in, but the other person, say something that was just untrue. And so I couldn't help myself. And I'm not the type of person to do this. But I went forward to their where they were sitting and sat down and said, introduced myself, said, I couldn't help but hear what you were saying, and it's just not true. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just felt like I needed to correct that, and got involved in the conversation. The person who I was interested in was the most beautiful looking woman I had ever seen, and bright and intelligent and witty. And as we got closer to Philadelphia, she looked at the other guy, not at me, and said, "Do you know of anything happening in Philadelphia? There's nothing happening much right now." And I spoke up and said, "I have 2 tickets to the Robin Hood Dell," and that's where the Philadelphia Orchestra played every summer. And the way it worked is that they published a little coupon in the Philadelphia Inquirer, the newspaper. You would cut it out, send it in, and you'd get 2 free tickets. And so I said, I had 2 free tickets to the Robin Hood Dell for the Philadelphia Orchestra for Tuesday night. Do you want to go? And she said, I have relatives visiting from out of town. Call me Monday and I'll let you know. Well, Monday it rained continuously all day long. And the Philadelphia Orchestra made an announcement. They said, being the fact that Monday was supposed to be the Van Cliburn concert, which was the concert of the summer. It was Van Cliburn, who was a very famous pianist. We're going to cancel. We're going to move the orchestra from Monday, the concert from Monday to Tuesday. And you people who had Tuesday tickets, we're sorry, your concert is canceled.
Jeez.
And I thought to myself, what am I going to do now? So I'm sitting there by the phone thinking how I'm going to phrase this to her. Do she want to do something else or whatever? Literally, as I'm reaching for the phone, it rings. And there's a girl who she and I had dated a couple of times, and it didn't work as a dating relationship, but we remained friends. And she said, Neil, I have 2 tickets for Van Cliburn for Monday night, and now it's been postponed till Tuesday, but Tuesday I have a conflict. Can you use 2 tickets for Van Cliburn? I called the person, and she said yes. We went to that concert. We dated in another 3 weeks, at which point I looked at her and said, we're going to end up married. She looked at me and said, yeah, I know.
How do you know?
I just knew. I just knew. I knew this was the one.